Hello, this is Stephen K4ATZ, and we're going to talk a little bit about the KX3 and an accessory that you may be interested in getting for the radio. It's probably one of the least expensive accessories and possibly one of the best as far as operating. And what it is the KX3 Desk Stand. It's actually sold through the Elecraft site, and we all know with the base station that it basically sits on all fours and sometimes has a little metal stand that pulls out from underneath to help angle it better so you can see the screen. And the radio actually does a pretty good job with just the built-in feet. Of course, you can lay it flat. If you have the keyer, you really couldn't lay it or stand it up on this end, and plus you have the speaker unless you're using the external speaker. So when you're sitting down, it's actually not a bad angle. I've actually gotten used to it, but I figured for like 30 something bucks to try this. And basically it's a piece of acrylic, and the top feet will hang over the top of it and change the angle of the radio for operating. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works. So anyways, you know, basically get some just a piece of paper here that's called Nifty Ham Accessories, and here is the acrylic piece. It's just a piece of smoke, dark smoke, really can't see through it, with some little rubber feet on the bottom, and you can see the radio is going to sit over this part of it and give you more of an angle like a true base station rig. So as you can see how it sits right here, and so I'm going to show you actually putting the radio onto this, how it works. So of course you just need a flat area, and I've got everything hooked up through the computer. Don't really use the computer that much, but you just have to make sure it's really cut kind of exact for the, I mean, they could have given you maybe an extra inch, would have been nice, but the feet actually overlap by maybe an eighth of an inch on each side, but it's just enough. And as you can see, we'll zoom in a little bit, it changes the angle quite a bit. And as far as operating, it does make it easier because your hand has to be up like kind of like this. Let me zoom out. When it's at a lower angle, it's a little harder to tune and to get to the controls, and sometimes you can see them. So it is nice. I think it's worth the $30-something, and let my XYL catch that. And you can see, again, I'll zoom in, how nice the radio looks when it sits on that. It's not deep, of course. I'll show you the side. So you've got, basically it's hollow. All the connectors, all the wires still hooked up. I've got my microphone. I've got a paddle keyer. And so let's just see how the built-in keyer does. We'll go down to, actually, let's see, I think I've got it on the AB. Yeah, down to the CW portion. And what we'll do is we'll just put it on 0 watts so we're not transmitting. Oops. Let's do a little monitoring a little higher. It's going to take a little getting used to it. So yeah, it's a little bit different angle, but I think actually I'll like it better in the long run because the way the I was gonna make sure he didn't hear me because I'm 0 watts out. That'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, he's talking to somebody else. So there you have it. It's basically very simple, the KX3 Desk Stand through Elecraft. I did do another video about some headphones, and I had some comments. You're correct, some of the headphones on eBay will not work, but I got these off eBay, and as you see, it has the proper connectors on the end without an adapter for the KX3, and it actually has a nice little volume control built in, and the microphone, of course. My audio reports are excellent with these things. And to transmit, when you go to voice, let's go back to A, and again I'm on 0 watts, but all you got to do is instead of pushing the mic, you just push the transmit button and you do your thing, and then when you're finished you do this. Or you could go to Vox. So personally I don't like Vox. That seems to be a 75 meter deal, but you can use Vox on them, and these things were literally they were under 40 bucks, maybe even 29, but if you want a link to them, I can send it to you. But if you just go to eBay and Google headset for KX3, Elecraft KX3, these will come up. And the guy sold a lot of them. He's got great reviews. Again, you know, they're not Heil by any means, but I was not going to spend that kind of money on a headset. There's just no reason to. There's no reason to at all, in my opinion. So, 73s, I hope this has helped you get a better understanding of this little stand, and I'm really going to like it. When I finish using my rig, my wife made me a nice cover. I may need to get her to do, she's got a slot for my keyer, I may need to do some slots for the for my cables, because when it was sitting flatter, it sat down on top of it, so I may have to get her to do a few cutouts, but that keeps the dust from getting, you know, on it and whatnot. But you can always use a spray air can, and I use that for my keyboard too, but the spray air can is very good for just getting the dust off. 73s from K4ATZ.